Good morning, everyone. I'm Jan Erickson with Stepping Aside, and welcome to Somewhat Daily Tarot and Rune for the 10th day of December 2018. Well, we have a one day on this Monday, this moon day. So it's a day of new beginnings. If you were born on this day, like my husband was, he's turning 65 today. Happy birthday. So anyhow, Mondays are about emotions and the feminine mysteries and moon energies and cycles and things like that. So today's a day to just sort of let things flow if you can. Try not to take the bait. I did a lunar transits. I've been doing those lately. I think I'm gonna continue to do them. Every couple of days, there'll be a new post on it because the moon moves into a new sign every couple of days. So we'll take a look at what those energies are, and we're also, I believe, in the 9th house of Aquarius. It's in Aquarius in the 9th house. Let's say that right. I need a drink of tea here. I'm still doing my my lemon and honey cleanse every morning. I'm really liking that too. I mean, it's not anything really dramatic that happens. It's just that I just feel a little more settled physically. When I do this, it sort of alkalines your system. All the bad stuff sort of sticks to the acidity within our bodies. And so the idea for optimum health is you want to get the alkalinity up in your body and reduce the acidity. So doing a little honey and lemon cleanse every day is just some tea instead of your regular tea. Just do honey and lemon, and see what happens. You never know. Well, I went ahead and I finally reordered my Rider-Waite deck. I had lost, I thought, just the High Priestess card, but turns out I lost 3 cards. So evidently I did a reading, set them down, and probably gathered them up with some papers or something, and I can't find them. Anyhow, I went ahead and I reordered it. I like the original Rider-Waite out of all of them. I like the patina on it. It's kind of a satin feel to them, a softer look. Now the Universal Weight, and then there's another one that's just another version of the Rider-Waite. They're just a little shinier. One is really shiny, and it's just, I don't know, it's just too much. But I like the feel of these cards. They're a little bit bigger, but and the deck itself is pretty thick because of it. So the thickness of the cards itself, I think, is there. I just like the way they shuffle. Again, I like the softness to the sheen, I guess, or to the patina. That seems to be the better word for this. So anyway, let's count 13 and see what we have for today. I've been shuffling the cards a bit this weekend to get them ready, doing a few readings just to see how they did. Blessed and consecrated them, so they're mine now. Any other energies are gone. So let's count and see what we have. Well, we're going to draw another card. Let's go ahead and do that now. We got the Knight of Pentacles. So we're looking at an earth element, and we're looking at a young man who's looking toward the future. Here's the card. Let's see if we can come over here, maybe out of the candle. There. You can see he's in full battle attire. So he's looking out over the expanse. He's got one pentacle in his hand. But he and his horse are ready. Now, he doesn't have his helmet, the visor part of his helmet isn't down. So I think he's just taking stock of things, maybe. But again, a knight is someone who's young and passionate and oftentimes going on a journey. They're protective, particularly the Knight of Pentacles. You know, he's going to be thinking about home and hearth and really being protective of his surroundings and of his kingdom and his family and all of that. But let's count 13 and see what else we have. Whenever I draw a court card, I always do another card because you never know. Without something to interact with, it's difficult to know just exactly what's in the mind of this individual. I mean, are we looking at just a young man or that's maybe catalytic in nature with a focus on home and hearth, or are we looking at, you know, the qualities, you know, of who he is with integrity and trustworthiness and things like that? So let's draw another card though and see if we can just shed a little bit more light on this guy. Well, here we have the Four of Wands. Now, the Four of Wands, you can see we have the garlands above. We've got four staffs or poles, if you will, to represent the wands. You've got a couple behind there. They're raising, looks like, what are they raising up? Looks like they have bouquets that they're raising up high. So, you know, they've likely gotten married or something. You can see people in the background. They're having a party, so they're in celebration. Either they've come back victorious from something, or you have a couple that's gotten married. But here, four is about structure and our foundation and planning for the future. Wands are about will. And so clearly, you know, with the knight looking in the direction that he's looking into the future. So future matters are on our minds today then. But let's take a look at the Four of Wands just to be sure here. I mean, we're talking about harmony and balance and order. And accomplishment and completion. But then that's with the four. But then when we look at the Knight of Pentacles, now knights can also be in other decks princes. So if you're looking at the knight or prince of Pentacles, then again, you're looking at somebody who's responsible, someone with integrity, patient, practical, realistic, approachable. You know, perhaps he's either returning from a journey, perhaps to successful outcome to celebrate. Perhaps he's returning with some kind of wealth to then contribute to a new life that he's starting with this woman. So that's kind of how it feels. It's a contribution that he's making to something greater than himself. Okay? So today on this Monday, then that's what we need to be thinking about. What kind of contributions are we making to something greater than ourselves? Something that contributes to, you know, our home or society or to some kind of partnership. What kind of positive contribution are we making today on this day of new beginnings, in this catalytic month and in this year of illumination? But let's see what the rune has to say. Nathis, a Norn rune. Hagalaz, Isa, and Nathis are Norn runes. And so they have a little bit more presence, maybe, than the other runes, although all comes from spirit. So, you know. But it aligns well with today as the 10th rune of the Elder Futhark. So again, we've got energies of new beginnings. Nathis is about the need within or the friction within to do something. And so clearly, whatever this guy has done, he's gone out and he's gathered his fortune, he's gathered something together that he can then contribute to a greater union and harmony and partnership with others. And there is I think that there really is a need within us to do that. It's difficult to be alone in the world. It's difficult to not be able to contribute to something greater than yourself. When you think only, when you're not in that service to self mode, I guess is what I'm trying to say, when you're only in the service to, or when you're not in the service to others mode, when you're only in the service to self mode, it makes it very difficult, I think, to, um, I think it makes it difficult to see beyond yourself. Only your needs are what matters. You can't, uh, you may couch it in the notion of I'm doing it for others, but really it's about you. And I think that when you have the ability to sort of move away from that and into a different focus where you're focusing on, yeah, what you're doing, it really is about the greater good. It's not so much about your own self. Yeah, you're going to get something out of it probably, but the focus is really on something bigger than you. I think that what we're seeing societally right now in our own country is a leader, if you want to call him that, or the person in the leadership position, I should say, who has a difficult time not making everything about himself, whether it's a funeral or whether it's going to a game or whether it's just talking about anything under the sun. It doesn't make any difference. When it's all about an individual, it really shows. And the damage that that causes also shows, because eventually the facts don't matter and all that matters is what that individual feels about things. Curiosity goes away. You don't, you become very, very narrow in your vision. And even though you may think you're bigger than life, you really aren't. And I think that when the nathes does not work properly within us, when that friction within to create, to become, does not include a notion of the other in that process, then I think that you have a very difficult time understanding the community here of this, of where we're all coming together in unity and where all elements are in balance, where air, fire, water, and earth are all in balance for a greater purpose. When you see the four, you're looking at the foundational elements of our existence. And here, we're looking at happiness and joy and partnership and being able to think about somebody other than ourselves. We worry when we see just an individual like this, but again, he's looking toward the future, and this is about his legacy and about his wealth and what he has to offer. And in fact, it almost looks as if that's what he's doing when he's holding the pentagram or pentacle out in front of himself. It's like he's offering this to the world. And in this case, it's to this community and to this endeavor, or perhaps he's the guy in the red, in this picture, and he's coming together with this woman in union and partnership. And really, it represents the nathes within, the friction within, to create and to come together and to be more than what we are. But it isn't about just who we are. It is about who we are in the broader sense with others. So, and how we relate that way. So, well, cool. I guess that's a really nice way to start the week, isn't it? To think about someone other than yourself. So, awesome. Maybe we can maintain that. Maybe we can send that intention to the so-called leader in charge of our country. Think about somebody other than yourself. Anyhow, would be a nice switch, wouldn't it? Okay. Well, there goes the light on the computer. Let's bring that back up. All righty. Well, thank you so much for coming by. If you've never been here before, I'd love you to click subscribe if you would. That would be awesome. If you've been here before, thanks so much for coming back. These are fun to do. Again, I'm here Monday through Thursday. I don't do things on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I spend that time with my husband. So, and plus I also write. This weekend, I got together the Lunar Transits blog post, and then I was also working on I've got 2 books going, and I was working on one of them. And so getting that, kind of fleshing it out a little bit more and getting it structured differently. And I got the table of contents on it, and I'm not ready yet for the index, but I at least wanted to get the table of contents because I'm using a different word processor. And so instead of Word, I'm using Pages on my Mac. And so having to learn a little bit about that, and I've been working in it, so it's not completely unfamiliar. And then I find out that apparently WordPress is going to change its writing format. So that's going to be interesting. I don't think my typical way of doing my blog posts I'm going to be able to do anymore. So that'll be interesting to see the learning curve there. But it hasn't looked like it's dropped yet. So I may have a few more days of no change yet. So anyhow, I don't think it's going to be that difficult. I guess it's just working in blocks or something. Supposedly it's supposed to be far easier. I actually didn't need it to be, but that's fine. Anyhow, so go over there and check out the blog at imsteppingaside.com. It's called Stepping Aside, and I'm very proud of it. It's 6 years old. I started it, I believe my first blog post was on December 4th of 2012. So this is actually a celebratory month for the blog. And I'm the only author on it, so everything that you see there is from me. So anyhow, I'd love you to check it out. Again, thanks so much for coming by. Enjoy your Monday. Be good to yourself. Be good to others. We'll see you tomorrow, and blessed be.